right values in the sense, what is that you are not able to see? Let me make you as a presenter. I would like to see your screen. If you are, so I am saying 2 sessions of yours. Which one I need to make you as a presenter? From which window are you using your? Which is your desktop in that, where I can make you as a presenter so that you can share your screen. Can you ping me from that system? Okay. Yeah, this one, right? Okay. Okay, Shakti, I have made you as a presenter there. Good morning, Lokita. Very good morning. And advanced Diwali wishes to everyone there. Okay, now you are the presenter. Maybe you can share your screen. Good morning, Shweta. Okay, not this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me make the other one as the presenter. Okay, now I have made you as a presenter from the screen. Yeah, I'm able to see your screen now. Yeah, so here I'm able to see the profit values. Okay. Yeah. So you wanted the reason why the profit values are disappearing and that is just showing for items when you are giving it for others, right? So if you just go to the calculation of PCal2, PCal2, profit calculation 2, yeah, right click that and click on edit. Edit the calculation. So here what are we saying? Whenever the profit is greater than that particular parameter value alone, display the profit, or else don't do anything. So, or display null. So we haven't given an else condition here. So what happens here is, since we didn't mention any else part, so the loop is going in, and whenever the profit is greater than this parameter alone, the profit values are being displayed. That's what is happening. And other than that, when there are values which are lesser than that profit, it is actually making them as null. So now when you make the profit param as 0 or make it as 0 or something, 0% or yeah, make it to a default value and enter, click enter. Yeah. Now you are able to see all values, right? So once you enter the profit param value as something there, and then whenever this profitability value is greater than that particular thing, then it will not display anything. So that is because of the condition what we have written. So since in our if part we just didn't have any else condition there. So we are saying here, whenever this profit value is greater than, yeah, else you can write, else you can just say what you want to display. So here I didn't have any condition to display anything. So I didn't give the else part here. So in else part when you are adding, maybe if you want to display that profit, so whenever this is this you want to display it as negative profit. So you can just make put a minus symbol before profit field, minus, put a minus symbol. Now add a profit. Yeah, add a profit. Correct. And N. Yes, N. And now we click on OK. Apply OK. Yeah. Now you enter the param value. So whatever items which are going in the negative side or which are less than that value, display this in negative. Or maybe you can use this in colors so that the instead of making this as in a text, you can just drop this field in the color projecting. So even that would make even better sense. So instead of putting it a negative, you edit the calculation first. First edit the calculation, and you just make two. So instead of editing, yeah, when profit is greater than the param, then within double quotes you type a value called green. Within double quotes you type a value green, and you remove the profit. Yeah, and close the double quotes. Yes, and okay. So expecting a string value here. Let me just string found result type in an if parameter. Okay. So it is asking for a normal this value there. So when this we may have to convert this as integer or displays, because in here we are checking for profit parameter whenever this is greater than 0, then we are displaying certain values. So it is not accepting that. Okay, let me just take a different example there for this. So basically when you are adding a good morning Samir and good morning Manikandan and very happy Diwali friends, those who are celebrating on today. Okay. So I will share my screen presently for this particular case. What we can do is either we can just put some categories, or we can just have some values that are displayed. So currently the text values are not getting placed here. So what we shall do is we can take any other value like string value. Okay, Samir, okay, I haven't checked my mail yet, Samir. Let me check during the break of today's class. Let me just check that. So I haven't checked my email yet. Okay, so not a problem. So maybe you can just display some value like this, yeah, and else you display 0 or something there. Else 0, yeah, display it as 0. Okay. And click on OK. Yeah. Now you just see what is the value which is coming. So for whatever which is greater than that particular profit, you will be able to see that, and whatever which is less than that profit, here you will get all the original values, and once you change the param value, this calculation changes. So basically we can do it in many ways, but for this particular example, just to show like we didn't have any else condition here. So that's why we are just taking it. Okay. So as we see the calculations part even more, we will try performing more calculations presently. So there is a separate module for us to discuss on the calculation. So once we start with that, I think we'll move on further. Okay. Okay, Prasakti, thank you. So I'm just taking back the presenter, right? Okay, friends. So this was yesterday's example continuation from this at home. Okay. So today, friends, we will continue with our dashboarding part, and we will see about the yesterday's continuation on topics, what we have left yesterday. So we were in module 5, dashboards and stories, and in this module we were here. I'm just making others. Okay. So yesterday we saw certain things about dashboarding. So how to make use of the dashboards and how to make use of things within the dashboard. We just saw the initial steps on what dashboards are and how things are working in a dashboard. So these things we saw yesterday. So today we will see how to make use of this dashboarding and how to apply some filters in the dashboards and how to do things using dashboards. Okay. We'll see that today, building a dashboard further. I think here we just saw how to add the layouts, other things to a dashboard. So from here onwards we will see about dashboard filtering. Okay. So what is dashboard filtering? For example, in a dashboard, if I'm having a filter in my worksheet, so this is the filter what I have added in my worksheet, that is basically based upon the shipment mode. We have filters. Okay. So based on these filters, I'm able to see like average standard class shipping, what is going to be the shipment mode. Based on the shipment mode, what are the things that are there. So here when I'm selecting one particular item in my worksheet, that item gets selected here also, the standard class items, the other items, what we see over here, that gets selected. That you know, that is in a normal workbook level. However, in a dashboard level, when there are various worksheets, not only this, you'll be having worksheets, multiple worksheets from that object. Okay. So in that point of time, how shall we do that? How to make a filter kind on something like a global kind of filter. How to make use of that. We are going to see about that. So here if you see, we have a couple of dashboards that were created there. So these are the dashboards what we created yesterday just for our learning purpose. Okay. So here what I will do is, for now I will just hide the title because I don't have anything to just show this title for now. Let it be like this. Okay. So here can you see this? There is a segment filter which is available. We just drop the segment filter somewhere here in this workbook level. Are you able to see this segment filter, friends? So this was one of the dashboards what we have created yesterday, just by dragging off these three sheets. Sheet number 21, 22 and 23. If you see these sheets, these are individual sheets like this. You can just go to the sheet by clicking on the go to icon. So this is going to be the forecast, and the sheet number 21 would be forecasting. Sheet number 22 would be our normal data, which is ship mode and category alone is that. So maybe what I will do here is I will add the ship mode as my filters also. I'm doing a control click, dragging the ship mode and dropping it here. So for now we'll have all the classes seen. I'm just right clicking here and I'm clicking on show filters. So this is basically the clusters what we had created. So for that we are able to see this example. So sheet 22 is clustering. And 23 is going to be our scatter plot, and which has 3 segments here. So for now we don't have any filters added here, so let me add a segment filter for this. So sorry. Yeah, segment filter is available here. I'm just taking and dropping it over here. Okay. So now I added a filter by segment here. I'm just clicking on the show filters. So now all segments are being checked by default. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm just going to this dashboard. Okay, or let me create a new dashboard here. Let me just delete the existing ones what we created, because most of them were for testing purpose. Let's create a somewhat okay dashboard. Not so these are like sample dashboards. So I'm going to create a dashboard. I click on this icon. Okay. So I'm going to use this sheet, and this sheet. So that is going to be my data. So first thing what I would be showing is I will show this clustering sheet. So for now I'm making it as a type as floating. So here this is what the sheet what I'm seeing, and I don't want this clustering box to be visible there, so I just removed it. And there is something called shipment mode and discount parameter. These two are my parameters that I will be using in my reports. So these two alone I will be keeping here. Okay. So these two parameters alone I will have it, and based on these two parameters, like we will create the report. Okay. And for now I don't want the title to be visible, so I'm hiding the title. And now I am extending this box further because I would like to have a full view of this data. So, and along with this filters, I just wanted to have a full view of this. So I'm just extending it down. So this floating option gives you lot many things to do, and so basically it can help you out in making your dashboards or visualizations to look even better, and also it gives you more control. So that is one thing that is there always when you are using a floating option. It always gives you better control over your dashboards or the reports what you are seeing. It gives you some better control. Okay. So now what I'm doing here is, friends, I'm just making this shift mode. I just wanted a radio button kind of thing. So single value list I would like to have. So I'm just having this at a time, and I'm just placing my filters here. Or maybe I'll just choose this multiple values drop down, wherein I can select the values from here. So first class and same day delivery, I would like to see that. So maybe like that, I would like to have this filters theme. So I'm just dropping it here, and there is a discount parameter which is available. So this is a parameter what we have created, and so I'm just modifying this discount parameter. So based on this discount parameter value, the value gets changed. Okay, Kalpana wants to know how did you remove the clusters. So whenever you are clicking there, Kalpana, there is a close symbol there. Can you see this? Remove from default. You can just make use of this. It's like a normal close symbol only. You just click on that close symbol, automatically the particular box gets removed from the view. So it will not be available for us. Okay, so that's how we remove the particular things what we don't require, or you can just resize it whenever you wanted to resize some box or things like this. You can just click here and just drag it and drop it on top like this. You can just do a resizing like this and keep it. Yeah. So like this, you can just have the shift modes and discount parameters also. You can just have it added like this, and you can reduce the size of your box so that other visualizations can fit in better. So yeah, so we have the discount parameter and this alone for now. So for now we will not be selecting more than two values. So first class and standard class, I would like to see the difference between both. So I can just do this. Okay, so this is my first thing what I created. So now this is fine. I'm okay with this. Maybe I have some more spacing which is available here. So maybe what I will do is I can, for this particular view, what I can do is there is a drop down which you might not be able to see that. And I can just click on this inverted drop down, and I am just enabling the color legend here. So what are the colors that I am able to see here? There are two clusters that were created. So I want the cluster back again. So for that, for getting back these clusters again, friends, what you need to do is, if you just see on top of this, if I'm just clicking here, there is a close symbol and there is something called a drop down. I click on this drop down and I go to the legend and I enable the color legend, so that I know like what cluster, what data belongs to what clusters, and based on what this is basically doing the calculation. Okay, so this is my first one, what I had. So I just created this particular dashboard for me. So next one, what I will do, I will take this sheet 24. Let me take this. I'll take this sheet 24, friends. I'm just dropping it here, just towards this place. So after I drop it, there are some overlaps that you are able to see from my previous to the current one, and there are certain things that is there, so which I don't want to see them. What I will do, I will just extend this further, and I will make something, the view, something that look like this. So right click, and I will hide the title for now, so that I am getting an entire view of this data. And here there are various categories what I am able to see, like furniture is in blue, and this is in this color. So I will make a place within my view only. So read this and make it look better. I can just make some changes here so that it's looking somewhat okay. So maybe this placing this particular thing within the dashboard might be slightly tricky, for which I can just extend this to some more. I can just extend it further like this and make it look somewhat better. Okay. So this is what we have. We have these three categories, the three features and things. I'm just enabling the highlighting. The highlighting gets highlighted. Office supplies and technology. Okay. So these are the things what we can do within the dashboards. And that I just had created just full sheets there, and I just placed the things. Now we will go to my dashboard. Go to my and let me take another sheet. Let me take this sheet based on the customers. I'm just going to drop this particular sheet here. So now I'll change it to tiled option, and I will take this sheet and let me drop this sheet somewhere at the bottom line there. So generally when you are using floating and tile together, you should be careful because you cannot resize the same things there. So it's always better to go with floating. If you are going with one visualization, it's better to go for floating for everything. Please don't try to make it hybrid and mix both, because that might make the job difficult there. Okay, so here we have the sales based on individual customers, and you are able to see them here. Okay, so this is the parameters what we created based on the top categories. What we just created the parameters here. Top end based on our customer name. So for now I'll just hide the title. Okay, and we have our in and out parameters created, and this is the top end. Top 40 customers we are able to see here, and in and out properties of those parameters are available. Okay, now coming to our question here, friends. So now what is happening is, like I'm having individual based on my shipment mode. I'm just selecting like first class, standard class, and these classes. And based on my subcategory level, so I can have some filters also added here. So maybe I'll see if I can have any filters added to this sheet. So for now I have these three visualizations created. So it's always better to have these small things, friends, these items towards your left, so that it is not making the view cluttered, and also it's not making things look odd. So for now what I will do, I will just remove these items for now. Let me re-enable them after I resize this. So what I'm doing here, I'll just take this shipment mode, and I'll take this worksheet. Instead of making it standard, let me make it as fit with, yeah, fit with will make my entire view look like this. So either I can adjust the sizing there, but it is just left aligned there. So okay, this is getting extended. So let me re-add this worksheet again. So for now, I'm just removing this from this view, removing this sheet from the view. Let me add the sheet once again. Sheet number 22, I'm just adding it again. So here, so there is a floating order of what you can just make use, but you cannot make much sense out of this. Okay, this is fine. Let me just try and copy here the clusters. Okay. So I'm just making this view somewhat, I'm just dropping it here. So I need a space towards the left, so I'm just dropping some items over here, and as I require some space here, I'm just extending this further. So whenever we are extending it, it is extending towards the right, so I don't want that. So for this, what we can make use is, we can make use of this, some containers yesterday what we discussed. So you remember, like, we can just drag and drop some of the containers like this. So most of your time, friends, whenever you are working on a dashboard, most of your time in a dashboard goes in designing that. So you should have that aesthetic sense when designing, like make use of that, and you should basically design it somewhat appropriate manner. You need to constantly review your dashboards and make the changes accordingly. So if you are not doing, what happens is basically the purpose of visualization gets defeated because of that. So most of your time, if you see, that would be going in a normal activities, that would go in designing the dashboards. So you should remember that whatever things that you are designing, you should see it in the perspective of users and how they are going to see the data and how they will be looking at the items and things. So that's what you would be looking for. So for now, I'm just putting this shipment mode, the things within this box, my containers, what I created. And, let me put this discount parameter. I'll take this discount parameter, drop it here in this box. And then let me just okay. So now we have these three things added to the clusters, and you have the cluster 1, cluster 2, and I'm just enabling the highlighting option for these clusters. So after you drop this, friends, one thing, the floating order, you just need to send it back. Okay. Now you will be able to highlight those items. So earlier I was not able to select these individual things. The reason for that was the floating order there. So you should also check the floating order, friends. So what happens is, when you are placing some items here, there might be an overlap between one item to another. So you just need to see the spacing and make the spacing appropriately and create that appropriately. So if you're just if you see the previous thing, I was not able to select the individual things there, like based on the shipment mode, what to select, what are the discount parameters, how to do. So these things were not visible for me previously. So I'm just making the floating order, and I'll just do something like this. So this is my entire visualization, friends. So what I will do is I will just take this and I will extend it further down so that all items we are able to see that at a single stretch. Okay, so this is what we get. Okay, now we are done with our dashboard there almost. Okay, so the next thing what I wanted to talk to you all is about this particular filtering. Okay, see here the filters whatever I'm applying here, friends, that filter is getting applied for this sheet alone. So for example, when I'm adding the same day delivery, I'm just getting a scroll bar here which just shows the same day delivery, the standard class and things also. And when selecting on the second class I'm able to see. So I'm able to see lot many things here and I'm able to put together items one another. So here what is my requirement is, for example, whenever there are subcategories, right? So here also there is subcategory. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new filter for this. So I'm just going to go to this filter. And if you see, by shipment mode is checked by default. I also wanted by subcategory. So I'm adding one more filter called subcategory here. Okay. So I'm going to make this filter as a multiple values drop down, as it helps me to reduce my spacing there. So this would be my best appropriate thing to choose, because I can choose multiple items using this drop down whenever I wanted to make use of it. So that point of time alone I will be using this, and I will put it here in this filters pane, just below this. And this cluster thing, I don't want to like put it here. Maybe I can just show that here, or I'll just leave it for now, because for now I don't require this clusters. It's occupying more space. I don't have enough spacing in my dashboard. So I just remove that legend. Okay. If required later, I can just add that, or I can just make it in a tooltip. Okay, so I have these three values for now. Okay. These three values I have created, and that is there. So now I have added a filter by subcategory here, and you see this is by all subcategories. So I'm just selecting accessories, binders, copiers, and furnishing. These four items alone I'm checking. Okay. So whenever I'm doing some changes there, whenever I'm trying to, I will remove this legend also. This is disturbing me. Okay. So I have removed this legend as well. Okay. So now what is my requirement? My requirement is, whenever I'm selecting a subcategory here in this view, I don't want this particular worksheet alone to change. I wanted the change to get reflected in my entire dashboard. Everything should change. So I would like to see all my customers who are there in top 40 who are using in this subcategory. I would like to see all my values highlighting here in this, under this subcategory. Whatever I am choosing here, the same thing should get highlighted in this sheet. It should get highlighted here. So it should get filtered out for my entire dashboard. So how to achieve this? You got my requirement, friends, everyone? So what I'm planning to do here is, I wanted to make this filter option, okay. I wanted to make this filter option enabled for my entire view there. Okay. I wanted to do that. So somehow we have designed this dashboard now. So now this filtering, what I can do, I can either make this filters like, can you see here, once I'm down clicking this inverted arrow, apply to worksheet. For now, what option is checked? It is only this worksheet option is checked. So for the moment, only this, you apply this filter only for this particular worksheet. That option is checked by default. Here I have other options. All using this data source, which means if my data source is common, so I'm using sample superstore as my data source. When my data source is common, this filter will be applied on a data source level. So however I have more than one data source. Okay, so when I'm having more than one data source, I can make use of this, all using related data sources. So whenever you are having more than one data sources, you can use this. Or selected worksheets. You want to apply this for one worksheet only, you can just select that worksheet. So which worksheet you wanted this particular change to get affected. So I'm just saying you just apply it for all using this related data sources. So it gets applied for now. Now can you see what has happened? What has happened since? It has removed all other items from my dashboard, from my view. See, earlier I just checked everything. Everything came for me, including my customer sheet. Now what I'm doing, I'm just removing everything. Can you see here? The data has gone everywhere. I wanted art. I want copiers on the left. Machine, supply, and table. So I want these items only. For these items alone, I would like to see what is the shipment mode on a first class and what is the shipment mode in a standard class. So I would like to apply this as a global filter for everything. So whatever items what I am seeing over here, I would like to see that change is getting reflected everywhere. So who are the customers who belong to these items and what are their profit percentages. So with the help of in and out parameters we are seeing that. Well, these are outside and these are inside, but however the customers who are getting highlighted in this view for now are almost like the customers who belongs to these subcategories. So based on my subcategories, I'll be able to see more changes appearing there and more data is getting loaded there. And you see the things are getting expanded everywhere. So whenever you are using multiple things, you can use a single filter for the entire dashboard also. So the choice is yours. You can use a single filter for the multiple dashboards or entire dashboard. You can just make use of that and click those items so that you are able to see everything at a single stretch and you can see those items coming there. Are you all getting me, friends? How to apply common filters for the entire dashboard at a single stretch? So this is the option what we can do. Similarly, the same option can be set for the others. If that, for example, parameters, you cannot do that because you can just see that. Parameters are very specific for that particular data alone, so you cannot make the parameters as global as you just made the subcategory. Maybe based on the shipment mode, I think you can apply this to all worksheets using this relevant data sources. So based on the shipment mode, those items alone get selected in the first class and same day delivery. Whatever filters you are using, those filters get applied there. Okay. So this is one thing, friends, what we can do and, by using a normal filters. Okay. And how to ensure that the filter, so this is like all items selected from here, and here also I am just selecting everything from this view. Okay. So I am just selecting everything there for the entire data. Okay. So now this filter is done, friends. I'll show you one more way of doing a filtering in the dashboard. The same down arrow you can just click, and there is something called use as filter. So what is this option? So this is other way of enhancing the interactivity within the dashboard. So what happens here is, once you are clicking this particular, so I made this sheet as a filter, okay. So I'm clicking on accessories. In all sheets, accessories alone gets highlighted here. In all sheets, just accessories alone gets highlighted. Can you see that? I'm clicking on appliances and everything, what is my sales, average sales in appliance, and how many customers are there within that appliance list, and what is the profit that they have made. So I would like to see that detail by individual items there. So who are the top customers in my appliances? I can just see that. So these are my top customers for this particular category, subcategory. So I'm clicking on fastener, that item alone gets highlighted here. So this is like kind of a visual interactive filters, what we call them as. So we can just click on this filters and make it highlighting for everything put together. So once you remove this click, it automatically gets removed from the view. Okay. So you are all getting it now, friends. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions? Jayashree or Kalpana, Kanya, any questions? Is this clear for everyone how to make the filters applied for worksheets and how to make things work? Okay. Okay. So this is on the filtering part. Okay. And on the same context, whenever I'm adding a filter there to the view, what I can do is there are certain things called actions. What I can just show that to you. So I can basically make the actions there. So I can just set the actions and see the actions and show you how actions are performed. Okay. So there is something called under. So once you create a dashboard, you will be able to see this option called dashboard. And once you are wanting to format a dashboard, you can just click this format option and what font you need, what is the title you require, and what are the things that you require. You can just make use of those from here by clicking on this dashboard icon. So at any point of time, there are certain things called actions, what I would like you all to get introduced to. So actions are certain things like very similar to filters, what we just saw now. There are various actions what we see. There is one is called filter action, the other one is the highlighting action, and the other one is the URL action. There are three actions that are available there, friends, for us. So we can make use of either one of the actions and make our dashboards more interactive. So in order to make our dashboards more interactive, you can make use of the actions there. So actions are really a good feature. I'll show you how to create those actions. Okay. So I'm going to the dashboard option, clicking on actions here. And can you see now what has happened? All actions what I just gave, those got added here. I'm just going to click on this action and I'm going to click on edit. Whenever it is saying shift summary, under shipping there is something called shift summary and days to ship and shipping trend. So under shipping source sheet, if you see, yes, I'll just show that to you once again. How to go to this action window. So once you are creating a dashboard, friends, after you create a dashboard, what happens is a dashboard menu will come in your tablet. So until you create a dashboard, this menu will not be there. After you create a dashboard only, this dashboard menu will be available for you. So what you need to do, you just need to click on this dashboard menu and go to actions. Okay. So once you click on this actions, then there is something called filter actions, filter to the details, the product sales and others. Let's see those actions one by one. So these are basically what we have created. See, some are like filter details on shipping trend, and some are like based on the region, some are like highlighting, and some are this. So what I will do, I will just first remove this filter. Users filter I have given this, shipment mode, and just users filter I will remove this. Okay. Now I am going to my action under dashboard. And now you can see that the one whatever I was using for users filter action, that got removed. So everything is the one which is generated there. I will click on open any one there. So under there are three dashboards. So under this filter one generated, if you see, so run an action for which sheet, which dashboard you need to run this action. You need to select that source sheet. So my source sheet is going to be my shipping. Okay. So under shipping there is something called ship summary, that is where the source would be. And here what I am saying, I am selecting a target sheet. So target sheets are days to ship, shipping trend and ship summary. So these three are my target sheets there. So whenever I am creating some filter action, so whatever filters I am creating as actions here, this is what happens there. And there is also something called highlight actions, which you can just see what we just created now. So these are like highlight actions basically on customers. This is the third sheet, that is the customer. In customers there is something called customer rank and customer scatter. So whenever we are selecting the values, customer name should get highlighted. So before going to this, what I will do is I will first remove all those actions what we have created. Let's create one by one manually. I will show you how to create those actions manually. I am clicking everything and clicking on remove and clicking on OK. So now what happens? Whatever filters, whatever you are doing, that remains the same. So here, first what we will do is just check this accessories, the binders, and this envelope. Okay, this alone I will select. Okay, so can you see accessories, binders, envelopes alone I selected, accessories and envelopes alone I selected. Now I am going to my dashboard and clicking on action. And you see here, for now there is no any specific action that is not added. Only thing which got added is the filters, because this is a filter action which is by sheet level. So what I have done here, I just applied this all related data sources. So once I have just applied this for all related data sources, this filters gets applied for all relevant data sources. So that's why this particular action is there for everything and not for, now after I remove this, this gets removed back again. Okay. So you can just reset all the actions, friends, and you can just see those items there. So whatever you are seeing there, so if certain things are not getting refreshed, you can just re-add that particular window or go to that sheet and add it again. So this is at a normal filter level. I will show you how to create an action for us. So I will go to this action window and I am going to click on add an action. So whenever I'm trying to add an action, there are three actions what I'm seeing. One is filter, the highlight and URL. I'll click on this filter action. Okay. So whenever I'm clicking on this filter action, under this is going to get applied for my dashboard 7. So this is going to be my dashboard name. My dashboard name is dashboard 7. So either here I can choose other sheets also. So shipping and the others are like separate dashboards. So I'm not going to use that. So the earlier actions what we were seeing is for the shipping and other sheets, other dashboards which were already present. So I just removed those actions. So now the action is going to be for my dashboard 7. So in my dashboard 7 there are 3 sheets. One is 22, 24 and 25. Okay. So before going for action, it's better, a good practice for everyone to rename the sheet on appropriate basis. So for example, I'll rename the sheet as clusters by subcategories. Okay. This is clusters by subcategories. And there is something called sheet 23. I'll rename this sheet as scatter plots. And there is sheet 24. I'm just removing this section. So here category and subcategory level. I'm just recreating this sheet once again, friends. The earlier thing what we are using, it was not getting updated as expected. So the values whatever we have set, the issue with the action is whenever you are applying some action, the action gets applied at the worksheet level also. So that's why you are able to see only 2 items here. So in order to make sure that this is not appearing again, you just remove those items and you just re-add those once again. So you just add that hierarchy once again so that that particular thing is no more available for us. So I'm just clicking it by the product level. Here is by category. So still there are the filters, whatever we applied, there is that issue is there. So it's better that I remove this sheet and I use some other sheet. So at that point of time we had multiple sheets, and because of which certain things were not working as expected. So I'm just hiding the sheet from this view, and we'll have this other. And I'll just remove this, delete worksheet. I'll just give that, and let me add a scatter plot instead. Let me add a scatter plot. Either I can add a scatter plot or I'll recreate that existing sheet by clicking on a new sheet. I'll just go, I'll drag and drop the products, and I'll drag and drop the sales. Sales based on my categories, subcategories. I'll just control click on category, drop it in colors to have based on different subcategories and categories. And I will take the category and place it here. So we want the category wise, and then subcategory wise we want the items. Okay. Now I will enable this. Okay, Jayashree has a question. Can we create one set and I want to share across multiple sheets in dashboard? Okay, what is that one set in the sense, set, manual set what you are creating, and you need to share it across all the dashboards? Okay, so, and okay, let me just show that to you, Jayashree, in a while. So after you create this dashboard, I'm just renaming this dashboard categories sales. Okay. So yeah. Now what I have done, I just took this and category sales I'll just drop it here. I'll come to your question in a while, Jayashree. So this sheet we have, so this is basically the categories by the sales. We have this sheet. Okay, so we have it here. Okay, and I'm taking this category, the same day shipment, and just dropping it over here. If this is possible, I'll place it, or I can. So now, question from Jayashree was like, can I make a set, create a set, and use it everywhere? So here, Jayashree, you see the parameters. You have options to use the filters, the highlighters, the clusters. Highlighters you can use. You can use the filters. You can use the legends, but we don't have an option to use a set here within the dashboard. So whatever sets you are creating, the sets are certain things which are very specific to your worksheet. So if we had created a set here, I think we have created some sets somewhere. So parameter set we have created, but the same parameter set what we have created there, we are not able to see that here in this sheet in anywhere else. So maybe I'm just looking if we can include a set, but for now it's looking like the sets are not enabled by default. So the parameters are there, and other than the parameters, we are not able to create a set and apply it for all the dashboards. That is not possible. So, but this is there. So, for example, we have created a parameter set, and this set, I think it should be visible here. So, since we just enable the legends there, this is basically in turn working as a set only, this top and top 20, 30, what we are seeing. So, indirectly we are using a set only here. Can you see this? What are the items which are there within this set? What are the items which are not there within this set? So, maybe I can try out with this. So let me make this, but I don't get any other option for just making this global for everything. Though the sets are visible, I won't be able to make it as a global for all the sheets. That is not possible. Okay, friends. So now coming to our questions. Now what I'm going to create an action manually here. Okay. So I'll show you how to do that. First, let's create an action. So let's go to the dashboard, click on actions here, and I'll add an action. So what is the action I'm going to add? I'm going to add first let me add a filter action. Okay. So in this filter action, I'm using basically 3 sheets here, friends. So one is the clusters by subcategories, the other one is the sheet 25, and the other one is the category sales. Okay. So what I need is, I am going to use my clusters by subcategories here. Okay. So clusters by subcategories, when I am checking this particular option, I am going to create a filter name here. So filters, filter action by subcategories. I have given a name for this particular action, clusters by subcategories. I have given a name. Okay. So what I need to do here is, whenever I am selecting any item from this sheet, okay. So from this sheet, clusters by subcategory, whenever I am selecting it in my dashboard, I need all my other sheets that is my target sheet, such as this category sales and sheet 25 to get enabled by default. Okay? Are you getting me? So whenever I'm clicking any item here in this cluster based subcategory, I need these two sheets to get enabled. And what else I need? So clearing the selection, I'll just show you this option in a while. So I need all fields to get affected because of this. So all fields means you can also select some fields what you need there by clicking on here. What are the fields that you need? So selected fields basically, it basically helps you to select certain fields there. All fields means it will get applied for all the fields which are there. Okay, now I just created an action. I'm clicking on OK now. So filter action by subcategory. I'm going to click on OK here. Now what I'm going to do, as and when I'm clicking on any of the items here, for example this R254. Can you see here what has happened? Filter action by subcategory. And you see these 254 items alone, what is the sales? And these 254 items, out of these 254 items, how many customers have bought these 254 items and what is their sales? And how many are not there in this list? How many are within this list? Out of my top 40 customers. So what has happened here, friends? Let me revisit this action once again. I went to this dashboard, I went to this action and I added a filter action. Let me edit this action. So whenever, so there are run action on. So when I need to run this action, I need to run this action based on selection, or would you like to display it as a menu, or when I'm hovering my mouse pointer over that particular field, I need to run this action. I'm saying I need to run it now on selection basis. Now you see what happens. You will not get that menu there. I'll show you the difference. I have made this as selection based on selection. Now I'm selecting binders. Can you see? When I'm selecting one particular item, that got enabled by default automatically. When I'm clicking that back again, what this filter should do when I'm clicking it back again. Okay. So that one also I can just select it. So in this action, I have created a select action. So whenever I'm selecting any items from this sheet, in that case, so just leave the filter, show all values. That is the difference between these two filters. So whenever I'm leaving this filter as it is, whatever filter I selected, that filter stays as it is. So I'll show you this first, show all values first. Okay. So I'm selecting on this bookcases now. And you see now my bookcases alone came. So who are my top customers who are there within that bookcases? What is the sales that they have? So when I'm clicking this once again, can you see? I clicked it once. I'm going to click it again. Once again I will be clicking here. So whenever I'm doing that, automatically my filter condition got disabled. So that is what I'm doing here from this action. From this action basically what I'm doing, I'm just editing here. And I'm saying whenever I'm selecting any item from this sheet, you run this action in these sheets, category sales and sheet 25, and you show, so clearing the selection, what it will do. Clearing the selection will leave, now I'm clicking on leave the filter. You see what happens. I'm clicking on leave the filter. So I'll be clicking on this bookcases. Now I'm clicking leaving the selection. I'm selecting bookcases, I'm leaving it. I'm selecting chairs and I'm leaving it. Selecting envelopes, copiers, I'm leaving it. So what happens? My filter remains the same. My filter remains the same. So fasteners I'm selecting, I'm leaving it. So my fasteners alone are there. You see, this is what is there when I'm selecting the filter action. So this dashboard, under dashboard there is action and you have a filter action here. Whenever you are editing this action, this clearing the selection what it should do. Now I am enabling show all values. I am clicking OK. So now when I am clicking on the fasteners gets highlighted, I am unselecting the fastener, so all other items get displayed. So here in this sheet, I just excluded some values, so that's why this is basically showing me only fasteners for now. So I just will undo the changes what I did. Okay. I just did Control Z, friends, so automatically it changes me back to the previous thing. Now I go to my dashboard actions and I can add the action. Everyone are clear with this filter actions, friends? Everyone? Any questions here? Okay. So hope this is clear for everyone. Similar way you can just add other actions, highlight actions also you can add. You can click on this highlighting. So here I'm going to say now enable a highlight action. So whenever these clusters are selected there, I need to enable this highlight actions for the other two sheets. So I'm saying what are the fields that you need to select the items. So I can just highlight that for shift mode or this, or I can choose all fields so that everything gets highlighted there. So this is the highlight action. Now you see what happens. I'm selecting on art alone comes. So before that I need to do one thing. The earlier filters what I added, I just need to remove the selections there what I need. So show all values I just need to enable so that my filter action is working perfectly. So here, so now I just highlighting the copiers field. And you see, both these actions got enabled and you are able to see what are the items that are there within this copiers alone. You can just see from this dashboard. The items that are present for copiers alone there, which is getting highlighted, which are within that set, which are within for copiers, what has been the sales and what are the things that they have made. I'm able to see those items alone. So just highlight me those particular values alone when I'm using a highlight action. Similarly, there are other actions, the filter actions, the highlight action, and under dashboard there are other actions what you can see. That is like URL action. So what is this URL action? So whenever you are clicking on one particular item there, so in all these sheets, okay. Sure, Manikandan. I'll repeat the highlight action without the filters, friends, once again for more clarity as you might get confused. So I'm removing the filter action for now. I'm just enabling the highlight action alone. If you see what is there in the highlight action, you just selected this clusters by subcategories, and I want this action to be enabled based on my selection. Instead of selection, I'm going to make it as menu here. You see the difference now. once you select menu, what happens? I am clicking on OK for this menu and I am clicking again OK. So then I am selecting certain things there. Now only highlight action is there, and can you see now my action is not applied, instead a menu got appeared. You have selected chair. Would you like to enable the highlight action? I am saying yes and I am clicking here yes. And can you see now chairs alone got highlighted. The items which are there for chairs alone, that alone got highlighted here. So I can just see similarly for envelopes. Envelopes alone gets highlighted there. The remaining all fields are getting hidden by default. So this is what the highlight action does. So basically at the dashboard level, whenever you wanted to edit and change this action, you just go here, click on this highlight action, edit this, and change it to selection or hovering or do certain things what you want. So now when I'm just highlighting the partners or labels or other things, machine, I just highlight those. Okay. So these are the highlight actions that are available for us. So Manikandan, is this clear now? Everyone, is this clear? This is very important concept in dashboarding. So mostly whenever you are creating dashboards and using that, when you are enabling actions that add more interactivity to your view, and that really helps in most of the customers are mostly when I have for my projects, when I see most of the customers are really excited to have this feature, and that makes their job easy also to do the comparisons and things. It basically helps them a lot. So, and there is one more action called URL action. So URL action is nothing but it is like what URL you are giving. So for example, here I am just typing it as https://google.com or Wikipedia. Let me go and take a Wikipedia. I don't know the URL, exact URL for that. Let me take a Wikipedia one. Okay, so I just got into this wikipedia.org, and here maybe I'm typing for some papers or something. Okay. Newspapers. Okay, so I'm taking this URL friend, and okay, we can create multiple dashboards in workbook, right? Can we jump by using actions from one dashboard to another dashboard? Okay, so we can create multiple dashboards, but this dashboard actions are only specific for worksheet level, Jayesh. So for jumping from one dashboard to another dashboard using actions, that is not possible. But I will tell you something called storyboarding, wherein you can merge more than one workbook with one another. So I will tell you what storyboarding is about, and we will see on that. So once we see that, storyboarding concept, I think you would be knowing more about that. Okay, so I just took this URL, friends. Okay, so here this is the URL. Okay, so here can you see here there is a kind of an inverted triangle symbol which comes there. So here what I can do is I can basically pass on some parameters whatever I am selecting from here. So for example in this sheet I'm just going to enable URLs for one particular sheet only. Okay, I'll select for clusters by subcategories alone. I will enable the URL. So when I'm doing that, it is basically showing me the various subcategories. So I'm going to add a subcategory to my URL. So what it does, so whenever I'm clicking on certain things, whenever I'm viewing this, whenever I'm selecting one particular item there, or maybe menu should be the best option. So whenever I'm selecting certain subcategories there from my URL, you see what it is doing. I just had a hyperlink action. Okay, I'm sorry friends if it is disturbing you a lot. So it's Diwali time and crackers and things are nearby. So I'm just going on mute for some time when I hear so much disturbance. Okay. Fine. So here this action when you are going, so for example here can you see this appliances I have just clicked. So this copiers I have clicked now. Can you see once I'm clicking this copiers I'm getting a hyperlink kind of thing here. Once I click on this hyperlink, what happens you see? It just connects me to wikipedia.org on copiers. It just gives me the information about the photocopiers. So based on the items, whatever I'm clicking here, it can just take me, this URL action can basically help me to highlight those things there. So envelopes and what for their use and things about that. So whenever you are making use of these actions will really help you in doing more tasks than what you are thinking. So it can be 3 types of actions are currently available for you. Okay, so fasteners are screws here, and so whatever items you are clicking, that action will get enabled by default. So this action works for individual items also, wherever you are saying the parameter is getting passed there. Do you see that my parameter is getting passed there whenever I am clicking on any one item there? For example, when I am clicking here this binder, my binder value is getting passed to a URL outside, and that particular value is getting retrieved from this Wikipedia. Do you see that? So, like this, friends, you can make use of this. Okay. Like this, friends, you can make use of various actions, whatever we have, and you can create your visualizations and make it more interactive than the usual. So that's what the actions are generally used for, and they are really helping us in adding more interactivity to the work. Okay, friends. So we shall go for a break for 5 minutes, friends, and we shall come back. So Salim has a question. Can the URL point to a document that contains a top-level summary of the dashboards or data models? Okay. So, a URL action generally, Salim, what we are seeing, um, yes, this URL link can directly point to a SharePoint also. It can directly basically point to a SharePoint link there from here. Under this URL actions, if you see, it can directly point to a SharePoint also. If you have a SharePoint link, you can basically give you a SharePoint link here, and then if you had certain URLs for you, you can just use them. You can basically make use of this SharePoint link, Salim and Manikandan. So in a SharePoint link, it can directly point to, and if you require some more information about a particular document, it can directly point to that link, and you can open that. So that is possible. You can give that. So if you have any specific SharePoint things, you can try this out using this URL action. And here is the parameters. You can pass on some parameters to that URL action using the values, whatever you are having, using the filter values or the normal values, whatever values you have it here. You can just pass on that value directly to that parameter. Okay, friends. Manikandan and Salim, is this clear? You can have the URLs added also. However, you just need to have a valid one. You need to test that prayer. So, wherein the parameter is working well or is connecting to that value. So, those things you can check it and you can make use of it. Okay. This is clear, Salim and Manikandan? Okay, friends, I think we shall go for a break for 5 minutes and we shall come back again by 8:30 to see something called storyboard. We'll see about them. Okay friends, if you are all back, shall we start? Okay, friends, so Samir, I got your email, but unfortunately I was not able to open it. Not sure. I just need to, I'm using my mobile data to open it. Unfortunately today, not sure. The network here, at least the data thing is not opening that fast for me. Don't know. Let me check that in my Wi-Fi. Once I check it in my Wi-Fi, I will let you know because I am not able to see the question. So maybe I can just click on that and let you know something. I'm not able to open that email. Yeah. Okay. So this is what we saw till now, friends, and yeah, sure. Please continue. Or you can type your question in the chat window itself. We will get it clarified. So maybe if it is going to be taking some more time for, and then we'll discuss that after this class, or if it is a very short question, maybe we'll discuss it now. Okay. So how to use the stored procedure when connecting to a database? Okay. So friends, this is a very important question what Samir has asked. So from Tableau, since we are just connecting to Excel and other sources alone, we are not actually seeing about how to connect to some stored procedures or other stuff here. Okay, so this is very important to know, friends, how to connect to a stored procedure, because most of your data, either it may be a SQL Server system or your Teradata source system or any other source system which should be available for you all, it should have a connector for that. So assume that I'm having a SQL Server here, or MySQL or a SQL Server or Oracle system. So I'm just connecting to Microsoft SQL Server. So I'm connecting to Microsoft SQL Server, friends, and this is my server detail. So maybe after I sign into this server, okay. So after I sign into this server, this is how my database connection would look like. Okay, and I need to select a database here. So for example, I'm just selecting one database like this. And after I select this database, can you see here there is an option called stored procedures. You can just enter your stored procedure name and you can basically connect to that stored procedure. That stored procedure would get listed here. As we see it in tables, you can just click here, drag this, drop it here. And you need to add some parameters to this. You can directly give the values, parameters. What are parameters you need to give, you can just give it here. So, this is how you generally connect to a stored procedure. Yeah, you can check it out, Samir, you can just check that out and let me know. If it is taking some more time, I will just sit with you after this class is done so that I can show you how this is working. So I'm just closing the connection. So this is how you run a stored procedure directly. Okay, so just to see on what are the concepts that we have seen till now. So we saw about the layout containers. We just tried creating this layout there for one of our staff. This horizontal layout containers where we just dragged and dropped our filters and the fields, what we used. So for other devices, how to design the dashboards for other devices, we saw it yesterday itself. For a mobile, or you just click on this device preview, you get a preview option here. There you can select the tablet or other model of mobiles, whatever things that you saw. And you can just click on this device preview, so automatically it gives you an option to choose various devices. You can choose that device from that. And either it can be a default one or this kind of devices. Okay, so you can just switch the device size to all. So this is the dashboard interactivity what we saw. We saw about the action, how to add the action, the filter, highlighting and URL action. So can you answer this question, friends? Give me a dashboard visually filtering all the sheets for India. So basically he has created a dashboard with the map. So for now we haven't done with maps, so we are not going to see about the map. So basically they are going to run an action there. So it's going to be a menu action. Whenever they are selecting one particular country there, that particular data gets displayed. So this is one of the scenarios which you might know. This is the other one. I need to display the related result for the content I hover over. So this is like a hovering action. So whenever you are just run action as, you just need to select hover. That's it. As you select one on the menu, you just need to click on hover. That's it. Automatically a hover action gets enabled there, and you can just make use of that. So highlighting would be really cool using the hovering. And we saw about the hyperlink action. So how to add a hyperlink action and just pass on a URL for that, so that with the city name that gets opened there in a new browser. So we saw until this, friends. We saw until this. These are the things that we saw here. So now what I will introduce you to something called storyboarding. So storyboarding is nothing but a sequence of events. It's going to be a sequence of events what you are capturing, and then once you are connecting to the sequence of events, a final result would be coming there. Okay. So I will show you some sample storyboards, storyboarding. Yeah. So I'll just open one of the storyboard for you, friends. So this is about the storyboard of Napoleon Bonaparte. So this is like going to be a lot of information just given in a short form of like stories. Okay. So this is the start of that. During the French Revolution, there was unrest, and the poor and the middle class, they wanted to get rid of Louis XVI. And the Napoleon, as known as the great military leader during the revolution, so he is the king there. So Napoleon crowned himself as the emperor of that France, and then he basically occupied things. And if you see, like he was attacking various places all around the world, and finally he got exiled in Elba and escaped to France in early 1815. And finally, on June 1815, the Battle of Waterloo marked the final defeat for Napoleon's army, and Persians defeated him, and Britishers. He was exiled to Helena, where he died in a couple of years later. So this was like the story of Napoleon. So this is like the start, how he came to ground, and what were some of the important events that took place, and finally what happened. So these are like the sequence of steps what you see there. So, and they are given a summary of the story also with examples and things. So similarly, friends, in this particular thing, there you have certain sequence of events that are happening. So sequence of activities, if you would like to highlight them or show those sequence of activities, that point of time you can make use of something called storyboard. So storyboarding can be done in Tableau also. So here, this is what is happening. So how to create a story? We'll see that how to create a story. I'm clicking on the new story option, and can you see here? So sometime before Jayashree asked me a question, can I add interactivity between one dashboard to another? That we cannot do it in dashboards. We can create some stories here, but you cannot add some actions there for stories until after you added actions for dashboards, you don't have any actions for stories. So after I create a story, can you see here a story menu got enabled, and there is something called format, show title, these options got enabled by default. Okay. So what the story is going to tell me about? So it's going to talk about a sequence of events here. Okay. So it's going to talk about a sequence of events. So first let me take this dashboard, this overview dashboard. How to create a story. So to create a story, friends, what you need to do is you just need to click on any one of the items there above, click here and drop it in add a caption box. So as soon as you add this, what happens? That particular dashboard gets loaded. That particular dashboard gets loaded, and you will be able to see those things coming there. And you can just see the filters. So for example, if you are enabling actions for this particular city or state, you can just see, I'm not sure if in this dashboard they have enabled something. I think they should have enabled. I think we have, since we removed some actions, it just got removed. So what happens? You are going to talk about the story of one particular country among everything else, for example, based on profits. So Pennsylvania has lower margin of profit. So that's what you are highlighting here. And next what you can do, you can add the next story there. So for example, you can just save this as a new point. Okay, you can just save this as a new point, and you can either add a caption to this by right clicking here, or just double clicking here. You can just add an action. Overview of sales across regions. So you can create a story kind of thing here. So next one, if you wanted to add, you can just drag and drop the next dashboard. For example, order details, if you wanted to have it here, you can just have it added here. And here it talks about the order details that got on a particular period of time between 1/3/2013 from this period until this period for all the regions, for all the states, what has been my profit. So here, for example, if I'm interested in one particular place such as Florida alone or California alone, if I'm interested, I'll be selecting that particular state alone. I will be seeing the profit percentages and the values. So who are my customers and what are their details, what is the shipment code, what is my sales, discount, profit, everything. I can basically make use of this, and so I can just create something like sales for Florida. So I created one more story point here, and now this is done as well. So one more story point I have just created. So this will be my first story point. This will be my second one, and now I can add more sheets or dashboards, or I can just create a forecast now. So I'll just click on this new blank point. As and when I get a new blank point, I can just add some items. For example, what if forecast. I just double click this what if forecast, and this comes over to me, and I can just make use of this what if forecast. I can just rename the title for this. So, like this, you can create a series of events or things what you are seeing in your screen, and make it as a sequence of events here. And this will really help you out in creating something called storyboarding. So this technique we call them as storyboarding. And so here one thing to note, friends, one thing to note for you all is, so here for example in this one, if I'm clicking on one particular country, for example I'm clicking on the one Florida alone, I'm clicking, okay. See, all other things get disabled by default. That is the feature of highlighting. And can you see here, save as a new point. I'm clicking to save as a new point. So I just clicked on save as a new point there. Can you see now what happens? So my the dashboard, whatever I selected, the selections, whatever I made there. So for example, here I'm just selecting this. And I'm just selecting this and clicking on update here. So now what happens is, it basically captures a snapshot of my report there. So whatever item I just selected, it just gives me a snapshot of that item alone. It tells me the data about this particular region alone, it takes a snapshot of this. So wherever I go to the next event, so I can just say like, I just selected Florida right here. So now what I will do is, I'll select Florida and California. I'll select these two states from here, and can you see again an update option is coming. I'm clicking on this update. So now what is happening is, it's basically capturing my clicks there. And it is basically making sense, it's doing something kind of versioning there. Versioning kind like, so what changes, what are the things that I wanted to highlight to my customers. I don't want to show everything put together. I would like to show it one by one, point by point I would like to show it. So this is my first point. I am talking about the sales of this particular region, Florida, and this has been the profit ratio here, and the sales is like $432 only, and a profit of 76 in that. The profit ratio is very low here in the state. And then I'm moving on, what is the individual sales of this particular region. So these are the number of products that have been sold, and this is being the quantity that is sold. And discount what we have offered in this region is this much. And what happens if this sales continues? On the forecasted value is highlighted in blue here. Like that, you can continue on what you are doing there. But it just has a snapshot of your clicks, whatever you made. It just creates a snapshot of your points there. Are you getting me, friends, everyone? Are you able to understand this concept of storyboarding? So it is nothing but whenever you are doing a presentation kind of thing, it can interconnect one or more dashboards and put it together as stories. So this is what the storyboarding is basically doing that. And you can just add a description to this. For example, you can just click on this and add a description. You can type in your description. This talks about sales of all products and all products in California. So you can just click on OK here. So basically this adds a summary kind of thing for you and it just gives you a description. So this gives you a description only when you come to this particular story point. And once you move on with the others, it will not give you any description there. It just gives you a description for this story point alone. Okay. Are you getting me, friends? Is this clear for everyone? This is how we create a story. And you can set the size of the story and basically publish the story somewhere. So you can just, the same as in dashboard, you have fixed automatic and range. And that option is available for you and you can publish this story after you are creating. You can give a story title here. So you can just edit the title and give a story name here. So story of California or Florida, something. What has been the sales and what is the forecast and things like that. So whenever you are creating a story, it will be coming in a different symbol, a book kind of symbol will be there. Story book kind of symbol will be there, then you can just have that story name added. Similarly, you can add a new blank point and add sheets also in that story. It's not mandatory that you need to add dashboards only, you can add the sheet and that sheet's data gets over here. And you can just rename the sheets as clusters. You can just rename it as cluster. And you can save this data. You can just save this story and you can save it as a Tableau workbook only, it gets saved as. You can just save it as PWBX format. Okay. What is the duplicate option? Manikandan wants to know what is the duplicate option. So the duplicate option is nothing but Manikandan, it is like once you click on the sheet, you just need to, in a PowerPoint you will be seeing, right, what is the duplicate sheet. Same thing here. So once you click on the duplicate, again a copy of the same sheet would be created again. So both these sheets, a copy of that would get created. You can remove a story by clicking here, click on the delete. Thus you can remove a story point. Okay, friends, is this clear? Everyone's stories, how to create stories and how to create dashboarding. I think it should be clear for you all. Let me know for any questions anytime. So this one is the story. Story is a sheet that contains a sequence of worksheets or dashboards that work together to convey an information. So story in Tableau are narrated walkthroughs of one or more sheets or dashboards. You can create stories to show how facts are connected, provide context, demonstrate how decisions related to the outcomes or simply make compelling case. So that's what you can do it using a story. Can we change the background color so that it makes it more presentable or add pictures? Okay. So for specifically in a story, Manikandan, you can do some formatting here. So here there is under story option, there is something called format which is available there. So you can just click the shading of these and so the background color specifically for this, the default is white. Let me just try changing it to some other color here. It is just changing the background of the story points alone, and story title shading and navigator shading. Let me check here if I can change something here. So this changes the color of doors on the top, and other than that there is no specific options to, because these are like sheet specific, right? You can just go to the sheet and you can make any changes to the sheet. So since the stories are sheet specific here, Manik, then what you can do is you can just go to the cluster by subcategory sheet, and you can add a background and things by formatting this particular sheet, worksheet alone. So there is shading option which is available. You can basically at the worksheet level, you can just shade this worksheet in a different color. You can just give a different background for this or different color. And in dashboard you can add images. So story is nothing but it's going to make the event sequence of events what you have created there. It just brings that here. Can you see here whatever changes you made to that worksheet, it got reflected here. So you need to do it at the sheet level or the dashboard level. So that it gets reflected in the story. Okay. So here you just added a story to the story point. You can just drag and drop your items here. Average shipping cost and other things you can just add by adding a new point like this. And what are the items, you can just highlight the critical items alone, and you can just do that. Critical items you can just select and you can move. You can also add a dashboard, and also you can create an interactive story. So you can add a filter for the story. So whatever filters you have it in dashboard, the same filters appear here, and you can just make use of the same in stories as well. So something very similar in nature what you have done for dashboard, the same thing you can do it for a storyboard also. Okay, Shweta is not getting a new story point option. Are you using Tableau Public or what, Shweta? Okay, so in Tableau, friends, how about other friends? Are you able to see this new story point option in your Tableau Public? New blank point, is this coming for you all? So others who are using this Tableau public version, can you tell me if you are getting this? Okay, Jayashree is getting that, it seems. Okay. So one moment, Shweta, I'm making you as a presenter. So what is the basic difference between dashboard and stories? So the basic difference in dashboard and stories is, so dashboard is a certain thing, it's a group of worksheets becomes dashboard. And in dashboard you can have actions and things created, and you can integrate multiple things and put it together. So stories are certain things like a sequence of events. So a sequence of dashboards or sequence of worksheets put together form a story. So in dashboard you can convey one particular information about maybe like 2-3 worksheets. But in a story you can give a bigger picture. So you can give a bigger picture of entire content. So that is the option what we have it in story. Okay. Okay. So Jayashree is asking, can we see all the blank points at once like the stories? No, Jayashree. So this is the default view what we will be able to see. So you can just see that everything one by one, you need to navigate it one by one. So you just need to click on each and every story point to see that. So that is the only option what we have. Okay. So I'm making you as a presenter, Shweta. Let me see. I'm not sure if it is not working. What is the problem there? Let me check that again. So I'm making you as a presenter. Okay. I'm able to see yours. Okay.
So here is the caption 1 that I added as overall view, but I'm not getting anything else to be added.
Okay. So maybe, friends, are everyone using what version of Tableau Public you are all using, friends? What is your Tableau Public version, Shweta?
Mine is 10.4. I just updated it 2 days ago.
Okay. 10.4. Mine is 10.1 with lesser version compared to yours. So I think now they have upgraded to 10.4 they have upgraded these options there. So just by one, so you just drag a story, just drop it there to this overall view. How do you do that? Save as new it is coming. Okay.
Okay, so I can just click one. So I have this a caption, and then I just drag the dashboard and I drop it here. But I get to only edit this, but I don't get anything further.
Okay, go to the next sheet, the other sheet, profit bar chart, the next one. Try dragging and dropping the other one. No, and the story was when you drag and drop the other. Okay, can you go?
I'm sorry, I think your voice is breaking. I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Can you click on that? There is something on your towards your left, Shweta. What you have is like this blank and duplicate is available. Can you go towards the top? And click blank?
This blank will just empty my sheet, and now I get this option, but anything beyond it, I don't get it. Okay.
Yeah, so it is just updated the view there for you. It is the one what you are seeing it in one screen, the same way it is not there, we just have added it towards the left. A blank and duplicate they have added it as a separate point. We can add new.
And then I click on blank again. Okay, got it. So every time I will have to drag the chart again and then create a view.
Correct. Yeah, every time for one particular transaction you need to have individual.
Okay, okay, that helps. Thank you.
So, friends, so this is what we saw now. So it's because 10.4 the view is slightly different. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the right way to add Shantini. That's true. Friends, I think as per my schedule, just a minute for tomorrow's class. It is showing as 1 minute. Let me just see the schedule. It is showing as we don't have a class. I got a mail that we don't have a class on tomorrow. Hope you are also getting the same mail. Did you receive it? Your class is on Wednesday, October 18th. The next class. So it is showing me as we have a class tomorrow, friends. But I got a notification that there is no classes. That would be tomorrow. Okay, you didn't get any mail? Okay. In that case, then I think we are on for tomorrow, friends. Tomorrow we have a class as usual. I think on 19th we don't have because my training schedule looks like it is the class is there for tomorrow, the showing us tomorrow, and also on day after tomorrow, maybe I think it's a holiday. But I just received a mail that class is not there on 18th evening and 19th morning. So they didn't notify me about 18th morning because we are a morning batch here. With respect to India, we are a morning batch. So I think this is we are having class tomorrow. There is no change. Okay, thank you. Okay friends, so I'm stopping our session with this, so I hope the storyboarding and things are fine for you. So, and thank you all and wish you all a very happy Diwali friends. You have a great time there. So, sure Samir, so you can just tell me about what is the question. You can basically type in here in the chat. I think that should be better. I'm not able to open that email. Can you, happy Diwali, Manigandan, Lobita, Shantini, Jay Shri. Sets will work in story, right? Yeah. So for sets to work in story, yeah, we have class as usual tomorrow. There is no changes. We have a class tomorrow. Okay. Happy Diwali, Lopita, Manikandan, Jai Shri. So sets will work in story. Okay, we'll just see that. So we have created a story. Samir, I'm just coming to your question. So the sets, whatever you have created, those sets will work here in story also. So whatever sets you have, whatever things you are creating, that will work in stories also, because the parameters and things you can see towards your right. You will also be able to see if you have created a set and used it in color legend. You will be definitely be able to see that here. Is that fine, Jayashree, for you? Sets will work in stories as well. Yeah, you can try it out then. Yeah. Sure, and let me know if you are not able to do anything there. We can just work on that. Okay, friends, and thank you all. You all have a happy and safe Diwali. Meet you tomorrow morning in the same time. Yeah, you have a great day there. Thank you, friends. So, Samir, for your how to open an Excel sheet in a legacy connection. So, I would like to see your screen first, Samir. Like I wanted to know like how this is looking, because in a legacy connection window, how this is basically looking like. Thank you, Shweta. You all have a great day, friends. I'm just making it as a presenter, Samir. Okay, I have made you a presenter. Okay. Open with legacy connection. Error occurred while communicating with Excel, unable to connect to the server. Check the server is running and have access. So it seems to be some driver issue there, Samir, for you. So if you see Microsoft Jet database error, that error number, if you just type in Google, so it seems to be you don't have the appropriate drivers to connect to some of the legacy Excel files there. So maybe you need to install the drivers first, and so that's how it is looking like. This you have access privilege, and that is open in other applications. Jet database error, that's what it is showing. So this is basically a driver issue there. The driver is not unexpected error from external database driver. So what I would recommend is, based on the Tableau version, I would recommend you to install. There are drivers which is available there. If you just go to this Tableau website, if you type in Google Tableau drivers, you will be able to see the list of all drivers. You just see if you have a driver available for this. Yeah, Tableau drivers. Yeah. Driver download, the second link, you have the list of drivers, what you need to. Microsoft Plus 2. So you select a data source there, select a particular data source. I'm actually not so sure on what driver to download. Maybe I need to verify that also. So you can just check the data source. Down there is a data source option. Click on that. All is selected by default. Go to the data source down. Just below the driver download. Okay, you have given me the control. Okay. So here, yeah, you just click on that, Microsoft Excel. Okay, I have a control set. I think it should be Excel. Operating system, Windows, with version 64. So this is an Excel driver. So you just need to update your Microsoft Excel office. Connect to Tableau to Microsoft Excel. So what is the Excel version that you are having currently, Samir? Is this 2016? It's 2013, right? Okay. So I would recommend you to update to 2016, Samir. So there is issue with this 2013 and Tableau's connection there. So I would like, please reinstall Office 2016, Samir, if you have it with you. So there are some compatibility issues between Tableau 2013 and this. So I would recommend you to do that. So once you reinstall, even it happened to me when I was having some issues with my Access database, I had to reinstall the software once again so that the drivers and other things are up to date. So maybe this driver what is there is some legacy system which is older versions of Excel it is supporting, and the what you are using is not compatible with that. So that's why you are getting this error. Or in the meantime, I will check online if we have anything else, but I think the reinstallation should work for you. It should be able to work for you if you are updating it to the legacy Excel thing. Yeah, you can connect to a stored procedure. Yeah. So these are the stored procedures what you have created. Okay. Oracle. Okay. Do you have a SQL? So for Oracle, the stored procedure is not available. Stored procedure is not useful for you. Can you type in the stored procedure name there for me? Type in some name. Yeah. SP underscore does it click on search? I think it's getting mistake. Okay. Click on the plus symbol. SP underscore AGT. Table, okay, it is asking for a table to get connected. One moment. Because I haven't tried with Oracle connections, I have tried it using the SQL Server. One moment, Samir. Just give me a moment. I'm just checking if we have a stored procedure support for Oracle. Oracle. So here I have a link for you to share. Let me just share that link to you. Samir, the stored procedure, what you have created, is this there in that same schema? Have you checked that? Is this available in the same schema? Looking like that the stored procedure option support is available there. So this stored procedure is found under which schema there? Under HR, right? Under HR, can you go to the stored procedures? Procedure SP underscore AGT, right? This is the stored procedure name. So, are you connecting using Tableau public? No, right? You are connecting using Tableau desktop, right? Okay. So here it is showing that as per this link, an option for having a stored procedure should be available for Oracle also. It's surprising to see that you are not able to see the stored procedure itself there. So can you check this link, onlinehealth.tableau.com. Yeah, sure, Samir. I think that's what it is looking like. So the stored procedure option should get listed in the schema. So maybe like I'll just see that. So generally, the stored procedure you should be able to see that once you saw in my screen, right? The same option you should be able to see it. Okay, Samir, and thanks a lot for your time. You connect this and let me know for anything in an email. You can just let me know. I'll just check on that case. In general case, it should work for you also. Maybe you can just do a restart of Tableau and then do a fresh connection and create a code procedure and see how that is looking, how that is working. Okay. Sure, Samir. Thank you. Thanks for your time. And happy Diwali to you. And take care. See you. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you. Bye-bye. 1 minute. I think I am just clicked in your window. I'm just ending the session. Thank you, Samir.